guys for joining us, and without any further ado, I would like to throw it down to the field where Leaf and Lawler are awaiting with commentary. Take it away, guys.
We are most certainly waiting.
Hey.
While they may have a ball on the stage there, we have the real one down on the field for our first match. This is going to be absolutely incredible. I've been so impatient these past few weeks, ready to come back for more RLCS.
It's been too long of a break. I know you guys all in chat feel the same way, but I'm just so excited to get back into the game, and what better match to start this off? Kings of Urban and Selfless. For those that aren't sure, Momentum used to be their own name. They are now picked up by Selfless, and those guys have been playing phenomenally. They are a very fast-paced team. They move the ball very, very quickly, and that's where Kings of Urban needs to do that mix-up tactic. You know, make sure there's some bumping, some boosting, keep them from doing what they do, and this should be a very close match. Yeah,
when I was told that this was going to be our first match, it was
right?
like, you know, I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little slow today. Then as soon as I heard that and we started getting ready and prepped to go live, I'm like, oh yeah, I am ready to go. But so are these players as they're jumping down onto the field. We have Kings of Urban versus the new Selfless. This is going to be, I'm not even going to touch the predictions because this is going to be insane on who could be taking this. Selfless is looking so strong with those, again, as they mentioned, those PS4 players coming over. Once you get a taste of that 144 hertz and that great frame rate, it's just like, you just feel incredible.
Yeah, we talk about those guys being the LAN boys, and they got a taste of what it was like to play at the top peak of what they, you know, of what's truly capable on the PC. And now that you see those guys from Selfless starting to migrate over to that, they're getting a little bit different taste, and you see those guys are now, you know, they're obtaining some different parts, and they're bringing in, you know, their computer parts are starting to come in and everything, which is helpful. I mean, they're slowly transitioning, and it is definitely making a difference. There's a couple videos out there that have talked about the difference between the two, and they're definitely benefiting from it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really intense. I will say I think Game 5. I mean, I just want everything to go to Game 5. I mean, I just want as much Rocket League as possible now, especially once it's got me all amped up again. But it looks like we're going to be able to get them finally again in this match. There's so many teams that just want to just have those tea breaks. I was saying, right? But
as long as we don't join the matches, we're good, right?
Okay, James Bot. But yeah, finally, game number 1. Here it is, Selfless, the new Selfless. Kings of Urban. Who's going to be taking this first one? I'm excited to see who's going to get that first spot into that league play as they get down underway. Sad Jr., Jacob, Kings of Urban Co. on that orange side. Selfless on the blue side. First goal, who's going to take it?
Yeah, you already see a lot of aggression coming in for Kings of Urban.
Fireburner trying to squeak one by. What? How did that go in? Fireburner, I guess, is going to take our first one as two defenders. He just forces it by.
Yeah, first goal of the RLCS kicking back off. You're going to see Fireburner take a shot bottom right, and actually it hits off the bottom of the defense of Selfless and manages to squeak his way in, just like you stated.
Well, there we go. First goal, 15 seconds in. What a way to start it. KOU on the right foot right off the bat. Sad trying to get another one, but a little bit of a rough aerial puts him out of the play now as the rest of Selfless moves up the field. Stop that midfield. Jacob going to keep the pressure on. Fireburner looking for a pass out to the center. There it is, but Miho is in place to keep that to the side. KOU not going to let up on any of this pressure yet. Finally, a pinch down to the other side of the field. It may give a chance for Selfless to get a goal. Sad Jr. just barely got to that one in time.
Yeah, you see Jacob actually being really smart about that. He came into pressure, but as soon as he realized that ball was getting pushed down, he immediately got back on defense and then covered just in case another player on his team was not able to make it clear. Now they're fighting their way back out, and so far these passes have been good.
Moving back to defense is Selfless. Let's try to make sure that another goal doesn't get put in by KOU. They move down for a goal of their own. That's going to be a shot potential. Dapper a little bit too far behind. Jacob is going to be able to clear that to midfield. A demo should relieve some pressure here as JNABS tries to recenter it. Dapper, JNABS doing their best to keep that play alive and the dream alive to even up the score. Miho a little bit too far behind as JNABS keeps that one in. Fireburner looking to clear this and out, but doesn't get it past that attacker. Jacob, Sad Jr. ready to slowly move this one forward, but Selfless is not ready to give up on offense.
No, you see these guys just kind of rotating through. They're going to collect boost and see if they can just slowly try to cause this defense to come out of place. Every shot that they take on net, one guy has to go up for it, and it puts them out of position.
Ooh, a little bit of a miss there. One defender back for Selfless. Fireburner passes to absolutely nobody. Maybe tried for a shot, but a little bit too soft. Sad Jr. going in on these demos right now. It's a really good tactic. It'll relieve a lot of the pressure while they're on defense. Give them more chances to break out. This could be a chance here. Sad flips it over one, almost past two, but a third was ready as Dapper waiting in case that got past JNABS. but it doesn't, as they can move it back to midfield.
Yeah, it was really smart by JNaps. He stepped in, even though he's rotating backwards, and that can be dangerous. That soft little tap back to the outside.
Dapper trying to drop that win, does get stopped out. Back down into Selfless's end as they try to make another one. They are starting to set up opportunities. Playing it safe is probably a really good option there, but a shot from Jacob making it past that last defender.
Jacob coming across, beating out JNaps on this one. Ball gets passed into the middle, and Jacob immediately rotating back and then playing that across field into the net. Very well placed by Jacob.
Good place between both defenders, making them rush to get to that. Neither one could with 2.5 minutes left in game number 1. KOU sits up 2-0 against this new Selfless team, as they're trying to get some points back themselves. So if they can do it, lots of time left, only halfway through. Good pass from JNaps over to Dapper, but no real play comes out of that, as Sad a little bit fancy off the wall, leaves it for Jacob instead. Doesn't want to commit to that. Now's a chance for an attack from Selfless if they can set something up off the backboard, but Jacob going to be there to intercept any play from there. With a misflip from Dapper, leaves Miho with a shot on net in a second from Dapper as he tries to finish that one off. They're going to have to move back to midfield and see if they can regain control as Fireburner, Sad Jr. move up for a shot. A little bit too wide at the top corner. They're going to be not having another goal there.
Yeah, Miho got lucky on that one. He actually completely miscalculated that aerial, but it doesn't matter.
JNaps gets credit for this one as they are only 1 goal down now.
Yeah, Jacob with a poor touch inside. He played it back in towards the team of Selfless. And unfortunate for him trying to get back on defense to help a little bit more, and it leads to an own goal.
Unfortunate, but still in the lead is Kings of Urban. They just have to maintain this. I'm assuming they're going to be going for some more goals, though. They do not want to give up yet. Way too close for comfort. Selfless is a team that can score on you, as they just showed. See if they can do it again. JNaps tries to move it up to midfield, but doesn't quite make it, and Fireburner just moves his way in to that rotation and takes advantage.
Yeah, some good power off this hit. Ball tries to get cleared out, but already waiting is this Kings of Urban team, and Fireburner putting a screamer of a shot on the left-hand side. Miho just barely missing that clear himself. That could have been a good counterattack, but still sneaking by Kings of Urban with another goal.
3-1 for KOU. 1:30 left. Lots of time for Selfless to pull us off, but KOU proving to be a worthy adversary. Jacob trying to put another one in. Doesn't quite make it to the back of the net. Now Dapper moving up. Teammate's a little bit too far behind, but he takes a shot on net. What a shot from that top corner near the ceiling, but it does get stopped out by that KOU defense.
Good job, Dapper, transitioning from defense to offense. As soon as he cleared that one out, he followed up with a shot immediately. Being smart to play that inside early rather than taking it up the wall in the corner. It's just too predictable.
Scary spot there. I think Sad got bumped out by defense. Very smart play from Selfless as they stopped that onslaught. KOU was getting a little bit too pressure heavy for their likes as they try to get out of their field. 48 seconds left with 2 goals. Get stuck in their own end more than they probably want. Dapper tries to recorrect that one, but the possession goes back into KOU's hands as they try to create another attack. Out of position, JNaps has a chance, but loses possession of that ball himself. Dapper, Miho trying to get something set up, but Dapper takes it away from Miho. Miscommunication leaves them stuck back in their own end. Jacob going to take advantage, trying to center that one. 26 seconds left for 2 goals. There's one on net. Fireburner keeps that one to the side as Sad Jacob move up. Jacob with the respawn in the right spot as he can help support Sad. But JNaps does get that past him. Keeps it around midfield as they 12 seconds left to get 2 goals. This is looking like a KOU win.
Yeah, you see that the Selfless team is doing stuff to keep themselves in it. Like quick passes, they're moving up as a team. It's just KOU seems to be ready for it already, or they're putting shots on net with a little bit more pressure to put them ahead. I mean, 3-1, still very close, but Selfless showing signs of how to get back into it.
Oh, absolutely. No crates. No crates. That's the story of my life. But KOU taking the first one, 3-1. And it wasn't like crazily convincing, but they did a very good job of taking advantage of any defensive mistakes from Selfless.
Right.
They just made sure they were in there as hard as possible.
Yeah, Selfless, there's a couple things, like you can tell they're starting to warm up. They've had a couple games before this, obviously, for the brackets, but you can tell nerves are playing a little bit of a difference. I've seen Miho play before. He's a very aggressive play style, but he's missing some hits that he normally wouldn't, and that's uncharacteristic. He just needs to settle down and kind of get back into it. But you can tell, I mean, those pass plays up, they're ready. They work very well as a team.
Well, I've seen Momentum play fast, and they aren't playing to the fastest that I've seen them play. So if they can pull it out and come into these next games and just speed it up quite a bit, not get stuck in their own end too much, I think we're going to see a much different series and a much closer series. I mean, only 3-1, it wasn't too crazy, but I don't think we've seen the full speed of Selfless quite yet.
Right. Selfless doing a good job, but still on the other side, Kings of Urban coming out aggressive. You can tell as soon as they're moving upfield, like they're moving with two. Jacob's not afraid to put himself out of position to make sure they maintain that possession either.
I mean, it's still tough, and you mentioned something about nerves as well. These guys haven't been in this experience really yet, whereas you have KOU who made it to the live finals. They've been in front of a crowd. They've been through this before. This is routine, so they're playing comfortably, and hopefully it doesn't stay that way for the rest of the series for Selfless. But again, as I mentioned, if they can just keep that speed up, pull out very strong, get the momentum in their favor right off the bat, I think they'll be in a very good situation.
Yeah, on to game 2 of this best of 5. Anybody's still in this series? Just a matter of how they're going to play this out. And a quick shot coming out from Selfless.
I mean, that's exactly what they need to do. Start it off really, really quick as they try to get another one. Miho and JNaps up for that, just trying to secure that quick early goal. And they're already off to a good start. We'll see if they can keep it up. Sad Jr. with a flip down. Intercepted by Selfless at that midfield line, but Fireburner wants it to keep going that way. Sad Jr. with another demo. That's something that Selfless is going to have to keep watching out for, but they are back on the attack. Can they capitalize? Not quite. Pushed to the side. Jacob with a little bit of a dribble, trying to mind game that one.
Dude, that was really good by Jacob. You see him take that play, and he slows down the pace. We see so much aggression coming out, but a lot of players don't take the time to just dribble it up. Like, the patience that he has with it just makes it very difficult to read which way he's going to cut back and forth. So really smart play coming out from Jacob. Really like to see that.
Absolutely, but back on attack. The Selfless quickly stopped, and they need to make sure these plays develop into something, but KOU doing a very good job of intercepting and making sure they develop into nothing. Stuck in the corner of Selfless end. Trying to make a breakout. Could be their chance right here. Dapper moved that up the wall. Miho ready for a pass, but a little bit too far from him. Does get stopped out by Sad as they try to move back on attack. JNaps wants to put that on target. There it is. Miho tried to finish it off, but does get stopped out by Jacob and pushed aside Dapper. Out of boost, can't push that one back to the center. Here's a shot though for JNaps. They have so many opportunities, but none of them into the back of the net. They are still on attack off the backboard. Someone needs to be there for that, but out of boost. They got to move back and down into the Selfless end they go. Still 0-0 with over a minute and a half passed.
Yeah, KOU getting lucky there. Jacob actually ended up bumping the back of Sad Jr. out of the way. Luckily, they were able to recover, and then a quick counterattack came in immediately after.
Jacob making sure to get that boost in the corner to turn around for a shot on net. JNaps does get that out to Dapper with a shot on net. No one going to be back in time, and that does roll in. And there is the first goal of game number 2. Dapper putting one in for Selfless.
Yeah, quick counterattack. Ball got passed back out by the help of his teammate. And then Jacob not able to rotate back in time as Dapper gets a long clear. And it gives them a goal. Still 3 minutes left in this game. Plenty of time. But they need to be careful with the aggression style that they play. They need to make sure someone's back on defense for big clears like that.
Well, absolutely. A good team is going to find those holes and to make sure it goes in, as just happened. But with 3 minutes left, KOU is not out of this game anywhere soon, anytime soon. Words. JNaps stopped by Fireburner. He's going for a demo himself. Now KOU playing very aggressive. Something I think you mentioned earlier on before the series started is something they're going to have to do. Take over the Selfless team. Jacob keeping that one moving back to midfield as Miho puts that right back down into the orange side. KOU trying to find a breakout chance here. Miho to put that in center for Dapper, but Jacob gets the best of that one. Fireburner shot on net. Can JNaps stop it? Just keeps it out. Good touch from him to put that one to the side as they try to transition to an attack. Miho has a chance here, but a little bit of a missed input, I think, leaves Jacob a chance to help his team back down to that other end.
Yeah, both teams are actually doing a really good job on defense with when the ball gets shot on net, not only are they clearing it out of the way, but they're playing it perfectly into the corner just so a counterattack isn't possible. But
Dapper tries his best, and JNaps can't finish it off. Just below that crossbar, gets pushed up by Sad Jr. What a play from Dapper to keep it down. No boost heroing that one, but it doesn't result in a goal. Minute 40.
Look at this control by Jacob. Jacob's showing a lot of talent here. Like, these balls coming in, he's just making sure to flick it or play it and lay it down softly for his teammates. The ones that are trying to follow up and make a shot, he's just leaving it for them just beautifully.
Holding on to this 1-0 lead. Coming down to that minute mark very, very soon. KOU is going to have to start putting some into the back of the net, but Selfless is starting to pace up a little bit and just playing a quicker game. making sure they get to that ball and putting it in very safe spots as they're doing right now.
Yeah, we talk about how much adaptation makes a difference. And you see Selfless doing just that. I mean, they came out, they're playing aggressive, they're meeting the ball. Prime example there, Dapper isn't afraid to take a risk just so he can clear that ball up the field. It puts him definitely out of position. But if it does work, it's a high-risk, high-reward situation.
Final minute of gameplay. Dapper, Jnaps, a little bit of confusion there. Probably could have another chip shot into the net, but tough situation. Miho going to drop that one in. Jacob
what was that
barely
save?
keeping that one out off that bottom post. And they're still at a 1-0 difference. 44 seconds left. KOU has to break out. They are stuck on defense way more than they probably like to be, but here's a chance for them to keep that one high and put it in. Jacob trying to follow it up himself. Miho with a good touch off that backboard. The Spider-Man to keep that from dropping in front of the box. Jnaps with a good touch going off the backboard. I don't know if they can capitalize on this, but it is where they want to be, down in front of that KOU net. 20 seconds left. 1 goal ahead, and they are not giving up on pressure. Miho with another shot. Fireburner just keeping that one out, reaching hard with that long Batmobile. We'll see if things set up in play. 10 seconds left. They are on attack. They have a chance here. A demo from Jacob, but the ball does not fall in front of the net. Sad Jr. finally put it in front. No one there to put the pressure on, though. Miho, keep it to the side. This game's not over until the ball dies. Fireburner misses that one, though, and there it is. Game number 2 going to Selfless. We had a 1-1 in this series, and that was a much faster game, but I don't think it's the end of what we've seen from Selfless yet.
No, games both extremely close before both teams. You see that Selfless does play a little bit more aggressive. They matched the play style. They came out. They weren't afraid to contest at the midfield. They're also on their own side of the field going up for something that's a little bit more risky. And that's what they need to do. KOU is going to punish you. You saw how many demos came out from that KOU team. And while that puts them out of position, it also takes another player out of the field. So there is a high risk, high reward in those situations, but that's where the Selfless team needs to punish them.
Well, I mean, we saw it with our own eyes, but even looking at the stats afterwards, so many saves having to come out from KOU. They were on the back heel a lot of that game, and that was that pace-up I was talking about. Once they get comfortable and they figure out their team, their opponents, they're going to start moving faster. Selfless starting to feel that shift forward. As long as they can keep that moving forward, they may be able to take the series pretty quickly, but we're against KOU here, and I think KOU is obviously going to make some readjustments.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who comes down to doing it better. If Selfless gets to play their game, you are going to see KOU on their back heel. It's nothing that you can really handle. As they pass and they transition so quickly, their way from moving from defense to offense is a team-oriented style, and that's what makes them so dangerous. You see it pass quickly, you get put into the corner, off the wall, and then rather than bringing it down the wall, they play it immediately back inside to someone who's usually waiting for a shot. And those guys, we've seen them do it time and time again in other tournaments. Those shots are very accurate. I don't know how Jacob was able to make that save against that post. Like, it pinched out.
Oh, and a lot of the saves from K. I mean, I even said one there at the end with that Batmobile reaching. They've had to reach for a lot of those saves. The placements for Selfless have been very good. Very good point you brought out. And they're trying to get a quick one off the bat here. But defense strong on KOU does keep it out. No early goal for Selfless as we come into game number 3. We're tied up 1-1 in this best of 5. See who's going to take this next one. Selfless off the backboard. Dapper the follow-up. Easy touch out for Jacob. Nice long clear. See if they can take advantage of this. Put one in the net, but it heads right back to their own end. Fireburner just trying to keep that to the side, out of the box. Don't want that ball in any scoring chances for your opponents. Miho just intercepting that. Dapper as well off the roof. Going to whiff that one as it goes back to midfield. Jnaps just trying to keep it in, giving his chance to reset up for a play here. Sad Jr. with a possession giveaway.
Yeah, they need to be careful. Sad Jr. actually had a pretty good clear, just nobody there to follow it up.
Ooh, this could be a chance here. Good touch down, but no one to follow. With one less defender, could have been a scoring opportunity that Selfless needed to capitalize now. Fireburner trying to take a shot. Scary spot. Just takes it right under. Dapper goes flying.
Beautiful delay from Fireburner. He had every opportunity on here. He had a pass to the left and a pass to the right. What does he do? Neither. He just lets it slowly roll towards the net, and then Sad Jr. hugs it just to make sure he cuts off an angle in case he does get a touch on it. Very well played by this KOU team, working as a unit moving up this field.
Oh, absolutely. You give yourself as many options as possible, and that's exactly what KOU just did there. And that's what they got to keep doing if they want to make sure to confuse that defense. Shot from Dapper a little bit too high. It's going to head back down to midfield. Jacob and Sad Jr. once again, 2-on-1. Scary spot for Selfless. As Fireburner moves in, he's going to be able to squeeze that one in. Jnaps can't get back in time.
Yeah, when shots are put in a dangerous position, good touch by Sad Jr. off the wall there back to Jacob. When the ball's up in the air like that, you need to make someone coming across on the Selfless defense to clear it out. Otherwise, someone is going to follow up. And when you put a body in the net, it doesn't matter. It draws somebody out of that defense. And that's all they need to do. As long as I think they get that initial shot in and then have the follow-up, KOU is going to be in a very good position.
Dapper now out of the play. Sad Jr. put that one on target. No one back at all. 3 very quick and unanswered goals so far for KOU.
Yeah, trying to watch what JNaps is doing here. He went for the boost instead, but as soon as he saw that big clear, he tried to hustle back as soon as possible. If that shot would have put any more inside, he might have been able to get to it, but good placement coming out from Kings of Urban. 3-0, minute and a half.
Yeah, in all honesty, though, it looks like that was a couple bad boost grabs from JNaps. That's something that he's definitely going to have to fix up and make sure he doesn't do again if they don't want to have a 4th one drop in. But we'll see if they can pull it back. 3:20 left. Lots of time from the pullback. Both these teams very close in skill. We'll see if we can put one in quick here, but a demo from Sad on Selfless once again allows them to move back to midfield.
Now, I do like that you brought back it's going to be tough to come back. Even though there was a lot of time, crazy statistic about the RLCS, if a team has been down by 3 or more, the team who is up by 3 has always won. There has been teams that came back to tie it, but the team that was initially up has always won.
We'll see if they can change RLCS history, I guess, right here. They can come back and win this one. With approaching that halfway mark, Selfless needs 3 goals to take this win, or is that stack going to stay true? Thanks, Wave, for going through all that research. I don't want to do that paperwork. Just tell me what to say. Miho with a shot, though. 3-1, 2.5. Only 2 goals to go. There's a possibility.
Yeah, good patience coming out from Selfless. There was too many people cheating up. Sad Jr. getting beat out, actually. And that ball placed back of the wall, back inside like they're used to. There's someone always waiting. And then a scream of a shot back of the net. Nobody even on defense to make a save.
Oh, the heat wave. I'm jealous now. Jacob, I don't like you. I want that heat wave. So gorgeous, but he's up quick to get a touch and win a contest off that kickoff. Team's not able to capitalize on that possession in the hands of Selfless as they move back down to KOU's end. We're just trying to be a nuisance, but a bump from Jacob puts him out of play. JNaps going to rotate in instead as we have Dapper, JNaps moving up. Miho, that 3rd in to contest. There it is, but 2 people up is going to give a chance for Fireburner and Jacob to move down for a shot on net, but can't get what angle he needed on that. Fireburner tried, though, off that far corner, and that one doesn't sink. And they still sit at 3-1.
Yeah, it was a really good team play passing it off. I was actually surprised Jacob took it from Sad because in all reality, he could have put himself in a better position, but it worked out. I just surprised after hitting that post, it didn't bounce back in.
Selfless, back heel again. Jacob, wide rotations from KOU right now as they try to set up a play. Sad Jr. in there to be a nuisance himself. Miho caught in a weird spot, going to leave only Dapper and them to pick up defense, but he does get a touch on it actually and keeps that to the corner. JNaps trying to put it back. They're having trouble getting past midfield here. KOU putting on really good pressure. Probably got a very, very good boost rotation going on. Fireburner with a demo, and that's going to roll in. What a demo, knowing exactly where that ball was going to drop.
KOU taking full advantage of the opportunities given. Fireburner plays that very high, and that's difficult to read it, especially when it doesn't hit off the ceiling. But then following it up and going for the demo to make sure that someone is on defense is taking out of the picture. Really well played by Kings of Urban. Unconventional playstyle coming through yet again.
The stat holding true, 4-1 now. With a minute left, it's looking very difficult for Selfless to come back from this. And some difficulties once again on defense as they can't break that defensive pressure from KOU to find a chance to get down into that other end to score. Once again, still stuck at their own end as KOU just keeps on that ball, trying to put one in front of the net. Even now when they're moving back to their own end, Fireburner just gets in the way and loses it for Sad. Good, as you said, good communication. Get a shot on net, but it is stopped by Selfless. 44 seconds left. 3 goals. It's looking very, very promising for KOU in this game at number 3.
Yeah, while that ball was in the corner, they did a really good job cycling through their players. First player went in and moved back out.
Knew that one was going to be a goal. Just very, very good play. Caught the defense in a very tough spot.
Yeah, Jacob going for yet another demo and then just trying to bully these players out. But 2 people went to make that save, and because of that, Fireburner was left open with a shot. It's very difficult to recover that quick. It is doable, but just highly unlikely.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's communication a little bit rough. A few times we've seen in this game from Selfless, and that's something they're going to have to fix up into game number 4 if they want to win this series. Right now, it's not looking good for them. They're not going to give up. You want to keep the momentum moving forward, try to get another goal going into that next game at least. Always feels good and helps your team just feel confident that you can still do this. With 8 seconds left, it's looking like KOU is going to be taking Game number 3, 5-1. As soon as I say this, though, another one's going to go in. It's usually how it works. Looks like it might actually be 5-1.
Yeah, ball's not on the ground yet.
They'll prove me wrong. No, finally. The reverse commentator curse. I did it. I've got this figured out, guys. KLU taking game number 3. Nice little moves there from at the end. I always love to see some good sellies. And they took that one a lot more convincingly, though. 5-1. Much different score than we saw in the first and second game.
Yeah, sometimes at the end of those games, you see what I refer to as garbage time goals. Not that they're not good goals, not that they're good play, or not that they're bad plays, I should say. Is what happens is usually you can play with a little bit more confidence. You're up by 3. We can take a risk. We can go for something that is going to benefit us, even though the counterattack may come back to punish us. And when you have a team that's kind of playing on their back heel and you keep applying that pressure, KLU is just going to keep climbing in goals. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we just saw very, very strong midfield rotation on offense. Like, it was just so good on their boost grabs. They made sure that they weren't ever out and they could just keep moving in and keep that pressure on. And it got Selfless stuck in a very unfortunate situation. And then they started getting desperate. And that's where we started seeing some of those communication errors where they both go for the ball because they're like, the shot's coming in. We got to get it out. We're getting desperate at this point. And that's something they have to watch out for and make sure that they tighten up. You can't have those communication errors if you want to have a breakout against a team that is putting on so much offensive pressure.
Yeah, that's where that compoise and that experience as a team that's been in the scene for a while helps out. When you get in situations like that, you need to make sure to keep your composure. You can't allow yourself to be like, oh crap, we need to make a save, and then 2 people go for it. Stick to your rotations. Do what you won in the last game. You know, there's things that you need to carry through despite being on that constant pressure. Obviously easier said than done when this relentless pressure keeps coming, but it's something that experience does help out with.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we'll see if Selfless, this new team, can pull it together. They're down 2-1 in this best of 5. This game will be a qualifying spot if Kings of Urban can win this game right here. Selfless looking to stay alive.
Oh, that clear. Is that going to go in?
It is. There we go. First one for Selfless. As we go 18, is my math right? 18 seconds in to this game, number 4, as they try to keep themselves alive. And last time they got the first goal, they kept it the whole match.
Yeah, Jacob actually had a really good pass inside. There was a player, I think it was Fireburner, was waiting for the shot, but still pushing up very aggressively, and then a big clear. Just a good counterattack yet again coming up from Selfless.
And that's what I think they need to play to the speed that they're used to. They got to get those first goals early on to keep that speed, as I said, moving forward. But Fireburner trying to even that one up. As KLU waits for this and a clear opportunity, a very good one from Jacob as he puts that just off the sideboard, leaving JNaps with a chance to clear that one back. Dapper with a good read, stuffs that one out. Keeps that on the orange side in front of the net. Scary spot. Fireburner does put it to the side. Dapper was ready, though. Could have been another goal for Selfless as they have these nice wide rotations themselves. Exactly what KLU was doing last match to make sure that ball stays on the KLU side. But there's a demo giving some pressure relief for KLU, but Dapper just not letting up. Loose grab for him is going to be a tough spot for KLU unless Jacob gets a good clear. He does. Finally on attack themselves to see if they can take advantage of it. Sad Jr. up for a shot, puts it to the far side, drops it in, and we have an even game.
Yeah, we talk about how you have to get creative with these clears, and unfortunately, Miho missing that back off the wall. But then you see Sad, he has a shot here, but the way that he positions his car, he gets low and lets it hit off the top left corner on the hood of his car. It plays softly and then a back across the body of the player. Very good placement from Sad, something that he's, characteristically known for.
Yeah, and it's much better communication though. Although in a weird spot, Selfless only had one person go for that time. But Miho, a little bit too high on that shot. There's a follow from JNap, stopped out by Sad Jr. See if they can keep that pressure on. No, they do move back down on their own end. Sad gonna shy away from that one as Miho gets a touch, but Dapper just plowing through him, says Miho, get out of the way. We need this ball out of our end. They can't quite do that. It goes back to Miho instead. He's going to be the one to push it back to midfield. Dapper with a shot to the far side, but Sad Jr. in a very good spot. Make sure that doesn't go on target or move any further into their own end. As they transition right back onto attack.
Yeah, I like how Jacob isn't afraid to go up. There's zero hesitation with his attacking here. He goes up and makes a hit. Even though he doesn't get it, it forces his Selfless team to play it back outside. And while that's happening, his teammate plays it back, but Sad Jr. has a chance.
What a good pass. Jacob is just playing very, very good today. His mechanics are very strong and on point. It's been very good for the team as he tries to move in and force one through, but a little bit too late to that. But all three defenders went for it, and leaving Sad with a potential shot on net, a little bit too soft. Drops down into those defenders. Dapper, JNaps, only defenders back as Miho tries to make his way back. A self bump from Selfless as they get put out of position, desperately keeping that one aside. Miho with the clear, but they're stuck in their own end, and this is exactly what caused them their downfall in the last match. We'll see if it'll be a goal here for KOU. Sad Jr. with the finisher.
KOU just doing a beautiful job of working the field. Ball goes to one side. Someone's already there waiting for a counterattack. Plays it back across, and then that shot, even though it doesn't go in the net, it forces yet another defender out. And then that third man coming in and putting a shot on net. It's just beautiful all around. Very textbook play, but they're doing it in a very creative style.
Absolutely. KOU is just slowly draining the power from the defense, and then finally striking when they know they're at their weakest, and it's been working this series so far. They're up 2-1 now with 2 minutes left. If they win this and just even hold this lead, they're going to secure themselves a spot into that league play. But I'm sure Selfless is not going to want to give up anytime soon as they move back down onto defense. A clear here. Very weak for Miho, just gives the possession to Sad Jr. as he keeps that one on attack. Jacob Fireburner moving in. Roll up to the far side, not going to be anything for them. They're going to wait for that clear from Miho as they try to move back down to attack. 1:30. One goal could tie this one up or put KOU back into the lead as once again putting the pressure on Fireburner. A little bit too late to that. Sad Jr. almost squeezes that one by. Selfless with a chance to push down onto offense themselves now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Those big clears and those high clears are very hard to get up for. But when they do that, they need to make sure that they follow down with it. Otherwise, you're going to see someone like Jacob, just like he did, cleared all the way back. So the pressure coming in and a shot almost coming in, but Jacob making a crucial save.
Yeah, Dapper almost got that one squeezed into the top corner there, but with 56 seconds left, they have to make a move now. I'm sure you're going to see them put on a great amount of pressure, but that could prove to leave them in a bad spot. Oh my goodness! Almost going in, and there it is, Dapper, look at this! I think it was JNaps hit Fireburner into the ball accidentally as Fireburner went for a block.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that ball got popped right back up, and he's like, how do I make the most advantage possible?
Advantageable.
Let's just hit him into it. All right, let's see how it goes. And it bumps back in, and then the follow-up. That's what Selfless does very well, is their follow-up. They're very quick to the ball. They play very aggressive, and KOU's been doing a good job of limiting that. We talked about a little bit ago how they've been draining them with those rotations until the defense just falls out of position.
But a shot! And no,
what another save!
Jacob, but there's a follow-up from Miho, and another one from Dapper, but a little bit too late. Fireburner does put that to the side. 30 seconds left. These guys are tied. One goal is all Selfless needs to hold off these last 20 seconds. They want to keep themselves alive in this series. Jacob tries to clear that one up, but JNaps gets in the way of that. Pressure on now from Selfless. They need to get a little bit quick here, set up a play. That does get stuffed out back to midfield. Jacob following that one all the way down to the other end. Tries to put on target. Misses a little bit wide to the right of the net. And now it's going to be stuck at midfield. If this ball touches, we're going to hit in an overtime. Our first overtime of RLCS Season 2. This is intense. One goal, sudden death. Kings of Urban need one single goal to solidify themselves a spot in league play. This is for sure what they want. They don't want to go into any more games. Selfless need to pull back 2 games in a row. One goal will keep them alive. Down to midfield, no team making an attack off this kickoff into overtime right away. We had 20 seconds in. Selfless finally with a chance, but possession given down to Sad Jr. JNaps tries to go for the read, but a little bit too late on that one. Jacob now with a chance, the pass up front, and KOU, there it is, the goal that secures themselves a spot in the league play.
Sad Jr. with a beautiful play to end this out. He waits patiently as there's a player on Selfless flying towards him. He delays it just a second, plays it far on the left-hand side, bounces back in, and then the follow-up as we saw. 1-2, and in the back of the net, securing them into league play for this season of the RLCS.
There it is, and that's going to be Selfless. Still not out of it, though, heading down into that lower bracket. They're going to have to fight some of those teams waiting for them down there, but congratulations out of Kings of Urban once again, and I'm sure a lot of their fans are happy for that, finding themselves back into league play, and that's one step closer to getting into that wonderful LAN final.
Yeah, I can't complete. Those guys have been playing stronger and stronger, and they definitely have their inconsistencies, but every time that is the case, you look at the stats across the board, they're third in just about everything. They're right in that in-between. So they do have moments, but you saw what they did. They adapted accordingly, and then they punished what made this team so good. They kept them on their back heel. They forced them to do things. Even though Selfless got a little unconventional by bumping players into it to make a goal, it just wasn't enough for the Selfless team. Congrats to KOU.
Absolutely, and I think shout-outs to Jacob, too, just playing on point, absolutely key for his team there, but all of them playing very well, and good luck to Selfless down in that lowers. We're going to head over to the analyst desk and see what they thought about that match, though.
Thank you, Leaf and Lawler. Pretty cool match to start things out, guys. And we have some trends from Season 1, right? Kings of Urban was pretty much a mainstay of Season 1. Honestly, I felt like they were a favorite. I felt like they were a big favorite going, one of the teams to look out for going to the LAN. Unfortunately, at the LAN, they didn't do so well, but here in Season 2, they secured themselves in group play, league play, which is awesome.
Yeah, an enormous game. Kings of Urban has just relieved so much pressure on themselves. Now they have got their spot. They are one of the 8 teams, the first team to make it into league play. And like you said, they had huge hopes going into LAN. A lot of people were thinking they were NA's best hope of taking it down, and they had a little bit of a disappointing performance compared to the standards that they were going for. So you know that they're playing Season 2 with their hearts out on their sleeves, going for it 100%.
And for those of you Selfless, that was the upper bracket. So Selfless does still have a shot at this. They're going to be put directly into another qualifying match in the lower bracket. So they're going to be waiting to see who they're going to be going up against later today.
Let's check out the Mobile One high-performance replay from that match. A lot of highlights, of course, Kings of Urban, consisting of most of them, I would say.
They got off to a quick start, and who was it that was getting those goals? Fireburner. He's the one for Kings of Urban, always in position to strike that ball and get those goals.
And we see, both teams had to play some really good defense. We see right here, J-Naps getting there just in time, but great placement. Just take a look when they put the saves. Patience here from Jacob, pushing it over to the corner, getting it out of danger.
And then Sad, again, just working together as a team, trying to confuse them a little bit, coming with 2 cards at the same time. Fireburner and Sad actually working together to get that one.
Selfless, they had their moments where they were actually able to put pressure on. Over here, we see them taking advantage of the fact that Kings of Urban does play very aggressively. It was actually a pinch from Miho off of a Kings of Urban player.
And that was the only goal of the game, so a defensive performance from them got them that win. But this goal from Jacob only had 2 goals in this entire series. In the first game, and this overtime winner. And a big pass from Sad to make that happen, but Kings of Urban relieved now that they know that they will be in Season 2.
And I do want to mention, Kings of Urban came out really, really strong right off the bat, which sometimes they're a team that I've watched. They take a little bit to ramp up, which was really cool to see them do. But the demos coming from Kings of Urban was actually, I was getting tilted watching for Selfless. Like, it just ruins everything. There were so many that game, or that entire series. They kept going for it. We saw Fireburner put up a shot and then go for the goalie himself and get the goal. It's something that Selfless needs to start watching out for against a team like Kings of Urban. You have to get ready to start jumping over that, especially as the goalie. But it was really well played by Kings of Urban. A lot of those demos were what got them a lot of their results.
A lot of fun to watch in Season 1, and now we get to see a lot of them in Season 2 as they will be starting in league play, which again starts next week. Now, we still got some more qualifiers to get to. Coming up next, guys, Take-Two versus G2 eSports. That's right, formerly iBuyPower Cosmic, now they're G2 eSports. They're coming up next on the Rocket League Championship Series. You're watching Season 2 on twitch.tv/Rocket League. Stay tuned.